For the Sake of the Child is the 5th episode of the 7th season of 2.5 Men. This is directed by James Widdoes, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. It's a good episode. I don't have a tremendous amount to say. I don't think there were many moments that I absolutely loved, but there's certainly nothing wrong with it. So I'll go through the events chronologically, shorts, but as I said, it's one of those episodes but there's not, for me, a lot that I want to talk about. Having a driving lesson, Alan's in the seat beside him, Charlie's in the back of the car, and then it's a very chaotic scene. We then go to the movie theatre, and Alan and Charlie are just constantly talking and fidgeting and causing a lot of problems. And then they go out for ice cream, and there are some girls there. Jake's clearly attracted to them, and Charlie and Alan are still talking and whining and just generally causing a bit of bother. And Jake's embarrassed. He doesn't want to be seen with them. And they drop him off at home. And I have to say, I did like this scene. I really enjoyed this scene. Charlie and Alan come home by themselves and they're arguing back and forth, but they're playing a word game where they're insulting each other through the alphabet. They're both picking something for A to insult each other and then B, and I thought that was quite good fun. If you're going to insult each other, make a word game out of it. Have some fun. I thought that was quite creative, actually, and I rather enjoyed it quite a lot. And then Judith calls, and this was maybe a little emotional, not too heavy or anything, but Judith said that Jake said he doesn't want to go over anymore because he's too embarrassed by them, and that has to hurt. For Alan to hear his son doesn't want to come over anymore, that's going to sting. And he thinks about why this is the case and realizes he and Charlie must be embarrassing him a lot. So he can't sleep. So instead, he goes to Charlie and presents this workbook that obviously was meant to help him with his relationship with Judith. Obviously didn't work, but there are a bunch of questions that he can ask Charlie. And I think that that's quite a good idea, actually. I think that it's quite a healthy approach. If they're clearly winding each other up, insulting each other to the point it's affecting, doing could be a really good idea. So I think there are some good takeaways in this. There are definitely some good things that if you're in a similar situation, maybe could be quite useful. It doesn't go very far with the workbook at that point, and then the following day they're arguing in front of Berta. Berta's response to it I absolutely loved. I wish she'd been in it maybe a little bit more. It's not so much that she needed to be, it still felt complete, but I would have liked her involvement just a little bit more, especially as she is somebody who obviously spends a lot of time around Charlie and Alan because she's at the house quite a bit. Her input could have been quite interesting. It would have been interesting if they maybe asked Berta for her own direct input, but that's not necessary. It's not a criticism of the episode. It's just something I would have liked to have seen. And they realise that they're going to go and speak to Jake. So they go over to the house, they speak to Jake. Jake's not that interested in what they have to say. They're about to leave, and Judith demands that Jake goes with them. She obviously wants him out of the house. And Jake grabs the car keys, says that he's driving, and then gets in the car and drives away before Charlie and Alan can figure out what's going on. And I'm pretty sure that's illegal if he only has his permit, but nevertheless, within the episode, it was certainly quite funny, and Charlie and Alan's reaction to that was entertaining. And we end the episode with Alan and Charlie getting drunk, doing the workbook, and then going off to tell Jake that they love him, which is sweet, but yeah, definitely going to be annoying for Jake. So it's not the strongest episode, it's not the most memorable or the most fascinating, but I think if you can relate, whether you're the Jake or the Charlie or the Alan, I think there are some good takeaways from this one. Personal highlights, I don't really think I have anything specific. No, that's not true. The A to Z of insults I thought was a lot of fun. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that as well, but again, it's not that it was necessary. It's just something I would have enjoyed. And ultimately, it's a solid episode. Nothing wrong with it. It's never going to be a personal favourite, but that being said, For the Sake of the Child is still a pretty decent episode of 2.5 Men.